right into it we go. I was actually trying to find information on whose map pick this was here, but considering Ript Gaming are actually starting out on the CT side, I'm going to go ahead and presume it's them. But right into the action we go. I mean, 6 minutes earlier than I'm actually used to. Usually these teams kind of drag their feet actually getting into the game, but this is already no exception here. Prism Esports, their name hasn't been updated in-game, unfortunately, so it still looks like they're going by Sports FE when it comes to this, but they're still showing off an incredible performance like they've been having all season. 10-6 is currently their record here. Obviously have made it into playoffs as a result, but now things become ever more difficult. They have 2 L's before they are completely out of the season. And although Ript Gaming, I've been shown the information that they actually don't practice whatsoever, Mousesports Female, if this is anything to go by, if this first round is, any tail whatsoever, I think it's definitely something good to go by. Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like I barely got any time to breathe before we actually headed into this match. I'm so used to just like that little buffer of time before a match actually begins, Again, usually teams just kind of drag their feet for a while before they actually ready up. But no, I mean, they're raring. They're ready to go here. Again, both teams are were 10-6 in the regular season here. I've been also told, again, that Ript Gaming don't practice. But Mousesports Female, or Prism Esports as they're known by now, considering that they chose Train and already have amazing set plays coming through, as they're seeing in the second round, just completely balling out over towards heaven. Maybe it's not the most strategically deep strategy or something like that, but man, they are kind of speed running these first 2 rounds at the moment here. There's been very little contention from Ript Gaming, and even if there is contention, it's been easily traded back. Retake begins, and Ript Gaming, although they might find that shot onto Magic Crit, it's not exactly meant to be. His teammate will actually go ahead and finish off the beast at the very end, and the anti-eco will also go the way of the newly signed Prism Esports. It's a bit of an interesting idea that they decided to force up into that one. I have conflicting thoughts. I feel like Train's one of the maps where you can definitely take advantage of deagle buys and things like that. I mean, I believe recently in a Train game that I watched, can't exactly remember the match, but it was between 2 higher level teams, and despite losing that first round, the other team decided to force up. They actually did manage to win with deagles and the Mag 7s that we saw in hand. Wow, I mean, there's just no respect given. Another time where Prism Esports are just going to be busting out over towards the B-bomb site this time around and finding the kills that they need. Again, this isn't the deepest of rounds, so you can just go ahead and assume eco kills will be picked up, and another round will be picked up as well. 3-0 start, exactly what the doctor ordered if you want to get your map pick off to a great start. And now we have a little time to breathe, I'm almost certain at this point. Quick rounds for the first 3 kind of feel expected at some points. Maybe it's not going to be the end of the line for those fast set plays here, but you're already seeing a little bit of a change of pace. This time Scar, this time incredibly aggressive, sure, but he's now over towards, Team Main I was going to say, but now everybody is dead. Christ, these rounds move quickly! Dutch through it all will still survive, getting 3 with the op, but I mean, look, you can say like, yo, Pog, that was a great play, something like that, but no, I mean, I think it was more the utility usage that I want to pay attention to there. I mean, that was another quick round. I don't understand why they're always going for these insanely quick plays. I know it's ESEA Main, but Christ, defaults just don't seem to be on the menu for either team here. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more of an LR. We still seeing aggression, but again, now we're starting to finally situate ourselves, get into a little bit more of the normal routine. 2-player situate over towards Ivy, slowly going to be working for control of that. Judging by their positions at the moment here, I don't 100% know what their final destination is going to be. I definitely think an A exec is going to be on the cards for them as they're slowly pushing through Ivy. Having again through back 6 is going to be a pretty immense issue here, because there is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I'm just going to go by Zach. I saw someone say Zach. He's going to be holding the line. And surprisingly actually find a kill there. Scar kind of looks away from the fight at the very last moment, and he's able to convert the kill because of it here. 3 versus 3 made into 3 versus 2 very quickly, as Red Killer will also show up in the kill feed here. And from here, Rift Gaming and surely are going to be able to close it out. That being said, the trades are a little bit messy. Stormy has managed to trade out that fallen member of Rift Gaming, and eventually will find himself against 2 players. These have just been incredibly strange rounds, but this is another chance for Prism Esports maybe to steal away around a 1 versus 2, and has been given a lot of opportunities to actually wiggle their way into a pretty sneaky position. Because of the AK that they have in hand here, theoretically they could take that duel over towards Sidewalk here. With the angle that they're playing at the moment here isn't exposed to the player coming in through Z, and my lord, if they do expose yourself over towards Z, you will be able to find the kill anyway. Stormy finds it first, but bomb is smoked, and Murata is actually going to be sticking it here, and the shots are a little bit off here. He's able to get the defuse. Sure, he dies by knife, but it's not enough. It doesn't win the round, but maybe it wins you a little extra money and maybe a couple of confidence points. Oh, Lord, that's unfortunate. It was so winnable for Stormy, too. It feels like he did the hard part of that clutch as well, you know? He got that first kill on the player pushing in through Z, and that was, quite frankly, a tough shot to hit. That's not something I would count myself on hitting most of the time, but you know, with this newfound passion, this newfound rage for losing the round, Mass Sports Female, excuse me. Really wish their name would update because I know they're actually Prism Esports. They'll just quickly try to make an A exec happen here. Not many smokes tossed out, to be completely honest. Just a lot of flashbangs really were the key to victory in this round. Or maybe not quite victory. There's still a chance that Rift Gaming can steal this one away here, although Aloka will make it significantly tougher. And again, another very quick execution out. These rounds have been speed ram most of the time, and it's hard to keep up, quite frankly. But again, as we get another chance to breathe here, Prism Esports will extend their lead a little bit further. 4-2. Quite certainly 5-2 is going to be on the cards here. Take a look at the buy from Ript Gaming on the left side of your screen. It's looking pretty shallow. Armor on one player, P250, in a single smoke to really go by here. A lot of the time you would see maybe an IV4 player rush and then Murata holding close in that smoke. But, I mean, that smoke is taking forever to actually bloom, and he's going to lose his life because of it. I'm not sure if they're going to sniff out a stack because of that. You know, maybe their warning signs will be going off because there is a player immediately pushing instead of just trying to hold back on the site. But, you know, they've quickly learned, Prism. We'll blitz out over towards the B-bomb site, get the bomb down, and from here, again, time to collect a couple of more eco kills. Ript Gaming, because of their money here, honestly, if they don't get away with a couple of guns, they still might not have enough to justify investing into this next round. It might be a double eco. What is it, 2,900, is it? Or 2,400, excuse me. I have my loss bonus a little bit wrong. So yeah, this is probably going to have to be a double save. Their money is still pretty shallow. So another shallow buy. I mean, Ript Gaming, if they actually want to go for it, that's a completely different story. Seems that they're thinking about it, that's for certain. Pause coming through on top of it. Seems that it's a T-pause, so, you know, it will give the CTs a little bit of a chance to breathe. Because again, these rounds have been going absurdly quickly. It's kind of funny seeing just Celtic's body on the ground right there. He's face down. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Coach joins the wrong side. It should join them by default, I believe, if they .coach in the ESEA client. At least that's what's happened to me every time I've done it. It looks like things are fine, though. They joined the T side. And pause was called before any shenanigans could happen, but let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this round. Ript Gaming, they've actually forced up. They brought MP9s, they brought the AUGs into the table as well, and they seem to actually be finding pretty damn good results. Zach will find 2, and Red Killer with another, this time with the MP9. And suddenly a round that was looking very promising for Prism Esports. Well, it's not exactly looking that good for them now. It's going to have to be Aluka to win a 1 versus 3. They've been able to find that first shot. Probably one of the harder kills in this clutch to get, but they're not quite ready for the second player around the corner. 3 to 5 we go, and well, that's the ESEA Main recipe right there, where you can just never really understand things that are going on at times. Yeah, ESEA Main has its own rules from that typical Counter-Strike that you would see. I didn't think the CTs would even bother investing into this round, considering the chances that they had, considering the util that they had, was slim to none, but they make it work, and they actually look pretty damn decent while doing it at that. You'll see still there's players equipped with that UMP, but Ript Gaming will try to make the most of it as they can as they're aggressing out over towards B. Meanwhile, over towards Ivy, Dutch has already found 2. He's continued with a 3rd. I'm just going to go ahead and keep the camera on Dutch every time he has that sniper in his hands, because he always seems to pop off with it. He's gotten the bomb down too. In Life Pressure, he'll deny any attempt at an ace, but maybe a nice little 4K would be a very great treat for Ript Gaming as they try to find their 4th round. Okay, yeah, no, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to keep the cam on Dutch every time he has an op. That's the second time I think he's gotten very quick 3Ks over towards Ivy. They just, they need to respect his domain. How they did it a little bit earlier, where they mollied out that right side and were able to chip away at the player over towards the ladder, I think that's something that realistically Prism could do again. I know, bit of a different approach this time, as it's full pistols for the T's. Honestly, you don't exactly have the highest hopes for them winning this one, but if they can get the bomb down, it's honestly not that half bad. Or perhaps they could find something even better. How have they managed to stumble upon an op, and how have they managed to stumble upon another kill? Life Crusher now has to hold the line over towards outside as he waits for his teammates to close the gap, but they're slow. They are incredibly slow on the rotate. That blistering pace always seems to work out in favor of the T's, and again, this is no exception, despite their lack of artillery. The only saving grace for Ript Gaming at the moment here is that Murata and Zach have both fought back considerably. It's already a lot of damage done on the side of Prism. But they're fighting back. Oh my god, Aluka, he spots the player! Oh, wait, there was a player over towards Z, right? He saw them, I'm sure, right? Oh my god, if he did and just wanted to go for the plant anyway, I mean, that's huge cojones to him. He might actually get away with 1 kill as a result, but no. The Deeg shots weren't quite there. What could have been absolutely crazy ends up just being, pretty good. Not anything to feel bad about. Not anything absurd at the same time. 3 kills at a bomb plant is more than enough for the T side here. They'll be able to afford pretty much everything that they want here. And maybe bringing out an op is a possibility. Aluka actually going to be going for the Galeo and full util instead. Okay, so that screams that they're going to be going for a full exec instead. But that's just my small caster brain here. Are they going to set up for a default, maybe try to retake Ivy control late into the round? Or are they just going to go ahead and let Dutch do his thing for possibly the 3rd time this match? He's already pushed up aggressively with an AWP, and this time he's not going to be able to find the same results as he has previously. The flashlight actually ends up working in the favor of Prism Esports. We'll get that first kill of the round and take down someone who's been a complete thorn in their sides. A top fragger down. And they will actually move downwards now onto the B-bomb site here. Murata also lit up. And it's a great start for, I want to say Mouse Sports Female. I keep on seeing Mouse Sports Female at the top, and it keeps on messing with my brain. But no, this is Prism Esports. Gotta respect the org. Setting up for a B exec though. Now we're going to go ahead and ground ourselves a little bit here, and the rotates are a little bit slow from Ript. Considering Murata is basically holding the line at the moment. Could be a little bit spooky. That Molotov is going to buy them so much space and time. However, they need to make sure not to double up over towards Summit. And oh my lord, that's what happens if you do. I mean, at the very end, Zach moved away, but he was right into another sight line over towards Upper. Unfortunately for Ript, just look, again, this is just kind of my puny brain here, but it seems that they didn't really have a protocol for that sort of setup, and they actually ended up losing out because of it. Still, it's going to be an incredibly difficult site to hold. But they're given an opportunity that might just be squandered. Red Killer looks to save the sniper. He's done some decent damage. If he can keep that, it's not half bad. Not the worst he could get. Surprised, I thought he was going to make his exit over towards the ladder room or something, but no. He's going to stay in bathrooms. And as the bell tolls, Prism Esports will get another one onto the table. Actually taking the lead once more. I was all tied up for a second here. You're a little bit spooked. A little bit scared. But we have ground ourselves. A buy-up, a force-up, I should say, from Ript Gaming here. Doesn't exactly inspire a ton of confidence, but it's going to be the only thing that they have to work with here. Again, I said that it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, but that is exactly what actually won them that round last time. No luck this time, though. Holy hell. Massports Female. Prism Esports, whatever you want to call them by any name, because they're going to be shouting it a lot, as they are basically keen to find round number 7 here, unless a miraculous retake from Ript Gaming is pulled off here, and it's already not off to the greatest of starts here. I barely have time to finish a sentence, and already 3 players have entered the grave for Ript Gaming. 2 more remain, both have snipers in their hand, and it's already over. I mean, Ript Gaming, they need to save these. It was a force-up. It was already a gamble that they went for this in the first place, and it has gone catastrophically wrong. Yo, Dalton, what's up, man? How's the season been treating you? Whew, that op is definitely treating Red Killer right. I have to say, I mean, I've been getting a lot of these comfy exit frags recently. Gotta be happy with that. Yo, I like Dalton. Come on, bruh. I'm sorry. Look, I mean, you guys at what ended 7 and 9? That's the same as me. I was just, you know, sure we're 3 divisions apart, but it's about the image, you know. Anyway, hey, 5 to 7. And 5 7s will actually not be in the hand of Ript Gaming. It's actually Deagles. I was hoping that would convert into a pretty funny pun, but nope. All it is now is a little bit of fast play once more from Prism Esports, this time over to A. And it's already got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but it will be quickly stabilized as Seabass, Magic Crit, and Stormy all get in on the action bit by bit. Alaka somehow gets a dropping shot over towards the ladder, because of course he does. Teammate, I don't feel like Aluka actually needs to peek out. Just let Magic Crit make a play here, because he has a magical opportunity on his hands. And what the hell? He has not cleared the site. Oh my god. Zach is actually far away to rotate, but Life Pressure actually had a huge potential to stop the bomb plan, if nothing else there. But now, they have to work for it tooth and nail. They've gotten decently far, but not quite far enough here. Aluka, maybe a bit of a shaky spray, something you can apply to that round, but it's still a conversion. And that just hurts. It really honestly does. Again, take another look at the money from Ript Gaming. It's the same story, but for a different round. Pistols in play, and an MP9 is all that Zach has to really work with this time around. At least Murata isn't going to be alone as he tries to push out upper B here, but he needs to make sure that smoke actually goes out correctly. If it keeps on bouncing too much here, actually he's just going to go ahead and feed straight into the firing line. And speaking of firing lines, Red Killer, I don't know how he's able to find 2. Oh, my B. All 5 of Prism are girls. Yeah, it's my B. I'm just so used to, I guess, CS dudes. That's my B, though. Considering Ript Gaming are... oh my god, that timing couldn't be worse if you tried it. Oh my god, but Ript Gaming, despite it all. Okay, let's just go ahead and gather ourselves once more. Alaka, she's trying to pull off the 1v2, but it's not going to happen. Christ. I'm sorry, that was a little bit of a weird one. Don't feel like I casted that one as it deserved to be casted. But breaking down what actually happened there, I mean, I was broken they're going to be stuck on pistols once more. You control them into thinking that they're girls. Bro. I'm just trying to live, man. I want to make sure I get this one right. I feel like it's generally important, and we do have a little bit of a pause, so I'm going to go ahead and scour the ESEA profiles to actually go ahead and really find this one out for sure. Alright. Oh my god, Magic Ray had 103 ADR throughout the season? That's absurd. I didn't realize. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Kind of feel silly for not putting them as a player to match, but, you know. I feel like everyone deserved their title. I was going by their last performance, and I know there was a couple of forfeit wins for Prism. I think their last two were forfeits, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% certain on that. Zach, I'm sure, will rejoin the server. Oh, wow. That was great timing. Let's go ahead and stabilize ourselves. I mean, Prism Esports, even if they were to lose this last round, it's still 8-7 with them in the lead. On the T side of Train, I think that's pretty remarkable. Ript Gaming, meanwhile, they've been kind of struggling to get their pieces together. They've won a lot of strange rounds. There's been that force-up round previously, and then, of course, that one that we saw in number 14. That was just full on pistols. Dalton says, Ito, next time you watch my matches, can you please refer to me as Dalton, Advanced Prodigy, and Texas Cowboy? I could do that, no problem. I mean, come on. That's just part of my gig, man. I would call Red Killer absolute GOAT. An Overwatch pro player. I was actually about to say that, Nova. Yeah, they bought the triple op on the last round. It's Train, so honestly, I don't think it's all too like crazy to see. You know, if there's any map where you're gonna see a triple op, I think like it makes the most sense on Train. Otherwise, like, where else would it like kind of make sense? Maybe Overpass or something. I don't know, but like I don't know. It just seems like not honestly that crazy. If Ript Gaming really want to try to solidify that 7th round, I think it's not a half-bad suggestion. Fast play again on the board. Prism Esports, they don't exactly want to switch anything up, nor do they exactly need to. It's been a winning recipe for them so far. And Life Crusher, holy hell, you need to hit those, man. That is so unfortunate. Prism will actually find 2 based off that. Storm pushing in aggro over towards Ivy will actually have his teammate follow to Dutch. And this is most definitely an oof, as Nova suggested. Bomb hasn't gone down just yet, but a 2v4 suggested, excuse me. Maybe the triple op wasn't exactly the best of ideas in the end. A retake is still theoretical. They have a decent amount of util. But this isn't anything strange or foreign whatsoever. This is exactly what we've been seeing the entire half from Prism Esports here. Just completely aggro, not having any respect for the enemies whatsoever, and end up winning the round because of it. Magic Crit will close us out with style. And well, just like that, incredible 9-6 start for Prism. You know, the newly signed team is definitely making their mark on Train so far. It is their map pick as far as I'm aware. I think they can be relatively happy with what they got. Now moving on to the CT side. I mean, look, we haven't seen the most strategical depth whatsoever. I mean, there hasn't been really all that was too crazy. It has been that fast play, which has been kind of the, again, I don't want to use the phrase bread and butter again, but I definitely think it's a fitting phrase for how Prism have played this. Something they've leaned back on for a while now, and I'm not exactly sure how they'll adjust on the CT side of things here. I could see, you know, what Ript Gaming were doing, Murata in particular, when they were holding down over towards B, is that sometimes they would try to aggress and maybe hold close smoke. It didn't work out for them, but I could see Prism pulling that off to a decent amount of success. Maybe pushes in through Ivy every now and then. I mean, right now it just kind of seems that like Ript Gaming not quite hitting the shots that they need to. I think if you want like a decent example of that, it would be Life Crusher with that AWP in that last round. I mean, those were two pretty easy kills to get, and unfortunately weren't able to put them together. And it's a winning recipe, you know? When you're hitting your shots better than the opponents and you can kind of control the pace for the entire half, you're going to get 9 to 10 halves on the T side, even if it is a map like Train. That's my spiel, all done and dusted. Now we wait for the second half to start, but let's go ahead and take a gander at the stats while we have the opportunity. All right, let's see. Leading the charge will be Seabass. 17 R-dubs after that first half. Okay, I'm liking it. Alka. Oh, wait, never mind. It's actually Magic Root who's second, has 96 ADR, 14 kills, and then Alka. She's third with 12. Not bad. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's not any crazy, you know, lopsided performance by one player. Honestly, even taking a look at the scoreboard as well, or the stats, you can also see that Ript Gaming, they haven't been like, you know, having a hard time fragging. Dutch is on 14, Red Killer is on 11, and I'm just going to call, again, I'm calling him Zach. He's on 9. I mean, the differential isn't huge. These have been bloody rounds, that's for sure. Definitely when you want to take a look at the MVP of this match so far, I have to give the edge at least slightly to Magic Root. They've done a considerable amount of damage and are only 0.2 R-dubs off of Seabass, who's actually leading the charge again. Alka has rejoined the server. It's just a matter of time, I'm sure. Feels like the first time in a while where I actually have a chance to breathe in this match. Seriously, I can't get over how fast some of these rounds have been. It's honestly absurd. Much needed breath of air. Oh, I get to have some water now. Oh, all right. If it takes much longer, I might toss it to some music or something. That way you guys don't have to hear me for the entire time. Because this is going to be a BO3. We're probably going to be in this one for a little while. I don't want to wear my voice out either. Not exactly something I'm worried about at the moment, though, considering, I mean, this hasn't been the most absurd of games. I'm trying to think of, like, what the really big plays of this game have been. I mean, probably Dutch with his 3Ks. That's about it. You know what? Baptiste, is it hard for you to use a different word, man? Just use a different word, my dude. It's not that deep. Alright, well, Magic Crit has the largest PP in a 500 kilometer radius. I like that. Thank you for using the metric system for this one as well. Oh, yo, thank you, Nova. I appreciate you. If you want to follow my Twitter, there's that, if that's your thing. Well, everybody has a... Me and my homies hate the metric system. What? Come on, the metric system is... Alright. What's like the social distance? Is it like 2 meter distance for social distancing? Is that a thing? I don't know. Yo, what the hell? You subscribed? Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. Big smooches. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Trying to grow things up a little bit. Oh my god, he did as well? Thank you so much. Holy shit. I actually might get to 15 here, and that means that everybody can get 3 emotes instead of just, like, having the other ones locked. Maybe I should, like... Dude, should I, like, try to hype up my subscription thing a little bit more? You guys are nuts. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your nice little cat emote. And if I get 5 more, or 6 more actually, I'll be able to allow everybody to have all the cats. It would be a great world. But how about we actually go ahead and get back into the real reason that you guys are here, most likely. Oh, dude, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I feel like I'm going to be thanking subscribers this entire time, but the second half has just begun, so let's get right into that. Ripped Gaming, you know, not the cleanest half on the CTs. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not impossible for them to come back. We've seen how interesting ESEA Main could be, but right now, I have to say, Prism, newly signed, they're looking pretty fantastic here, and Stormy will go ahead and prove exactly why. They're hitting their shots, and they are not struggling whatsoever to get the duels that they need. There's barely any contention, from Ripped Gaming so far, and when it does happen, it's a little bit lackluster. They're starting to pick up the pace a little bit more, and have actually found 3 in this round, and they will be able to close it out relatively cleanly. I'm surprised Seabass actually didn't get more out of that. And maybe I spoke too soon. A 3 versus 5 converted into a 3 versus 0 is pretty great. It's exactly what you need. 9-7, and Ripped Gaming are right back into this one. 2 rounds of difference, and Prism Esports will actually choose to force up into it, with Alaka be actually buying the scout, and she will be peeking out over towards mid-main. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out for the kill. Dutch, the other star player on the side of Ripped, has actually managed to blow their head off. And yeah, the cleanup should be expected at this point. Gaming are just absolutely ripping them apart. Now it all lies on Magic Crit and Seabass here. This isn't, again, like the most exciting of rounds. Things maybe could have gone a little bit more spooky or a little bit crazier if you saw that initial scout shot come through over towards T-Con. But without it, I mean, you're just kind of relying on a lot of those duels that Ripped Gaming were even giving away in that first pistol. You know, that the aggro push over towards upper on B. If they had that same setup, I honestly think they theoretically could have won it with the guns that they have. But now, it's just going to be a quick one from Ripped Gaming as they, again, go ahead and get another one on the board. It's 9-8. And ever closer. Thank you again for all the support. I really do appreciate it, guys. We all just like CS here, don't we? Is my mic roboting or something, or are you just bringing out the Mr. Destructoid? I want to be sure, because... Okay. Every time I see Mr. Destructoid, I think it's like my audio's roboting or something. I've just like been ingrained in Twitch culture for too long that it's just like expected that I see things like that and fall for it. Interesting, another force up from Prism Esports into this one here. Again, they brought the scout out. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I forgot they had that scout from last round. I'm dumb. One of those games. One of those rounds as well. Ripped Gaming are on the path to quickly make this 9-9, however. Maybe Train is this a T-sided map and we're just all not aware of it until now. Maybe not the cleanest of mollies there, but Magic is buying a little bit of time. Alaka, she still lurks in heaven. Oh, we'll be rotating out over towards B, and Stormy might have a decent chance with the Zeus here. Just finding one would be nice. Oh. Oh, what? How does he get that? Are you kidding? Oh, no, Oh, that's hilarious. Somehow manages to find the Zeus. This round is probably going to be a very quick loss from the CTs from here on out. They don't have the space nor the artillery to really make this one worthwhile or realistic. But I think they win the emotional side of that round just by that Zeus kill, though. And that was incredible. And hey, what's up, Nubich? How you doing, man? All tied up. And this is exactly why I said, like, anything can happen. You know, it's ESEA Main. We haven't seen the most tactically deep CS whatsoever, and although this is the map pick of Prism Esports, you know, anything can happen still. Maybe they aren't completely well practiced on it. You're already seeing a little bit more of a default setup. Oh, hey, Silk, congratulate. Go ahead and fuck yourself, okay? Let's see, Silk. All right, cool. Bye. All right, anyway, 9-9. We're already seeing more of a default play than pretty much the entire, the entire T side that Prism Esports were doing. Full on smoke exec here. They're going to be going for maybe a late double back over towards A. They haven't committed to this yet. And ript Gaming still have a play situated out over towards ladder. Will be dropping down, and if they can find Magic Crit, that would be huge. I know, advertising view bots. They can piss off. I want a lot of viewers that just do an HLTV match. Flash out. Kills, they need to start coming through here. The CTs, despite the fact that they're able to get that first, means that they're able to get into a little bit more of a comfy position to trade each other out. The trades have been a little bit lackluster, but Aluka at least stems the win a little bit. She's only able to do so much, however, and things will eventually fall to the wayside, and there it is. That is the exec that they're looking for. We'll mob on you. Nice, dude. I have my own, like, my own army. Mucho apreciado. And just like that, I mean, hey, look at that. Ript take the lead. This isn't half bad at all. I mean, full smoke's over. ript Gaming, this can be another round where they can go quickly. This is one of those cases where I actually fully believe in it, despite the Guinea Force setup. God, I love that. I'm surprised it's only found one kill. It looked a lot more lethal when you just see a wall of 5 CTs. But yeah, again, despite the Guinea Force setup, the Astralis stack, whatever you want to call it, Prism Esports don't get anything going on. Zeke says, Ito for Department of the Treasury. I'm already the Secretary of the Treasury, so I actually can't, unfortunately, promote. That position is not voided yet. Pause through. That was just a little bit of a silly round, ript Gaming. Makes sense that they're going to win it. They're up against 5 pistols. I'm actually surprised that they had that much confidence to push out immediately. I mean, like, a lot of the time when I'm against pistols and I know that I'm going to be against pistols, I would be terrified. I'd be like, oh crap, dude, what if they're all stacking, around bomb train or something like that? They have 5 deeks and they're just going to completely demolish us as we go out through T-Con. It's happened to me enough to the point where I can't be scared of it, but ript Gaming, absolutely no fear. They demolish that 5-stack setup that Prism were going for, and we'll get them back onto regular guns in a jiffy. That spots one, and we'll go ahead and burn his footsteps away with a Molotov, buying a little bit of time, but there's still not exactly a rotation fully in effect. Aluka, while she's watching over towards upper B, it seems that a lot of the action is actually going to be happening out over towards Ivy. There will be a response smoke after Scar gets mollied through. That is huge, because he's found 2 legs and has not been traded out. It's so much vital damage done, and especially with the M4s, and in the case of Stormy and Og, that's in hand. That means that those are going to be incredibly quick kills if ript Gaming actually choose to execute, especially out over towards A, right into Stormy. So who do you think is going to win? I got my college fund riding on this. I don't really know too much about your team, but I want to say Prism just because they have the coach, and I'm friends with Celtic, so I want to go with that. But ript Gaming, I don't know, man. Considering they haven't scrimmed and they had a pretty decent result so far, I definitely think they have it in them. Prism, meanwhile, are making a very convincing showing for themselves. Or rather, ript Gaming are making a very convincing showing for themselves, I should say, as they've actually pushed out onto B and gotten so much map control. That nade is going to absolutely slam dunk, but not actually convert the kill. Now Murata has been able to capitalize upon it, and despite being dangerously low on HP, despite practically being on health support, he's not going to be supported in the ways that he hopes. His teammate falls. It's down to 1v1 here. Scar needs to close the distance soon. That bomb is starting to tick pretty far now, and Murata realizes it. He can hide behind the summit train, and in fact, he will make him burn up. Another one for ript Gaming, stolen away from Prism at that. They have to be completely devastated. I mean, Prism, this is, again, their map pick. It feels like that's something I want to stress. This is ESEA Main. And look, a lot of the time, you're going to be seeing like the typical picks. You're going to be seeing your Inferno, Mirages, Overpasses, but you're not honestly going to see that much Train. If you take a gander at the top of your screen, we are going to be seeing overpass here. That is the pick of Ript Gaming. Vertigo for Decider, I mean, considering Train is one of those maps where I feel like you have full executes at the ready, and you know, I feel like you can't exactly pug it out the same way. That Ript Gaming seemed to actually be pulling off. I guess Train just becomes a really T-sided map when either team exactly has the most intricate of plans, for better or worse. Zach, watching for the push over towards upper. May just spot one. Need to be careful though. He's managed to find that first kill here, but perfect. I love that call from Prism Esports rather. They managed to actually trade each other out over towards upper B. Two players pushing in. It's going to be a couple of kills going their wayside, but they really need to actually get this really tough part down. This is where things become incredibly difficult. It's actually converting this 2 versus 2 into a win. The map positioning is not there. Or the map control rather is not there. The positioning is not there, and almost certainly because of that, the round win isn't going to be there for them either. I'm mauling out over towards C-Con, or towards Z rather. Only further emphasizing my point. Scar even makes a little bit of noise as he treads through the Molotov here. The retake will begin, but it's going to be a little bit haphazard, a little bit lackluster, as he needs to divide his fights perfectly, but won't even be given a shot to find that first kill. Ript Gaming, they improved to 13, and it's only looking better and better as time goes by, because the money, it's starting to run thin on the side of Prism Esports here. They have an op, they have those M4s, good amounts of utility as well, don't get me wrong, but let's say they lose this. What is their money going to look like heading in to number 14, number 15? It's going to look dire. It's going to look dismal. Whatever fancy word that you want to use for it, it's probably going to be looking a lot like that here. And although things are a little bit turbulent so far, it's still looking good for Ript Gaming. They found 3 kills so far. It's only going to get more extended. Alika, she's trying to desperately hold on with an AWP, but it's actually Seabass to find the kill to really open things back up into this round. Alika still lurks. Made her way out back 6. We'll be calling for perhaps their teammate to rotate over towards Z to try to make a little bit more out of this one here. But Ript Gaming realize it and will try to consolidate over towards the B-bomb site instead, where Seabass will be waiting. Definitely keep the eye on Seabass here. He has the keys to victory, and he has unlocked the door. First one down here, and sure, the trade out is through from Dutch, but they need to find one more onto the upper. Aluka, she's picked it up, and she's picked up the kill as well. Bomb not down, but the kill and the round is most certainly through. Oh, a much needed one from the CTs. A bit too close for comfort. You know, even at that, even though they win the round, get that big number up top increased by 1. Their money is still dismal. It's not great. And because of that, Ript Gaming can easily seal this one away. It's far, far from over. There's still many more hurdles that Prism Esports, I guess, need to cross. Is maybe one more eloquent way to put it. Dutch. Choose to be the ring bearer of Ivy, though. He did this a lot when he was on the CT side of things, and I'm glad that he's not going to try to change things up now that he's on the aggressing side of play. This man has the patience of a saint to hold this ankle for this long here. A lot of Prism Esports here, taking a gander at the map, actually aren't choosing to push up whatsoever. And exec, not quite beginning. I know as soon as I look away, Dutch is going to get a kill. I want to keep the eye on him. Oh, this is the most awkward standstill. And exec is beginning here. Smoke and flash through, and they'll back off. Don't want to try to extend their hand too much here. A flash in through. Magic crit blinded. Oh, excuse me, blinds one and actually does convert the kill onto him. And this is much, much better now. Those were the kind of set plays that I was expecting. Those were the kind of setups that I was expecting, and I was not expecting Magic crit to get away with live with that one. He has 1 point of health. What the hell is that? Oh my god, that is a kill they needed to get as well. The bomb is in their hand, don't get me wrong, but that's a quick flank. That's so much map positioning. This round is honestly pretty incredible from the CT side. Everything that they've gotten away with here might actually give them a chance to get number 11 on the board here, but they need to close it out cleanly. Their money is still poor, and they're actually losing so many players! What is going on? Murata and Zach have both found a majority of the kills so far in the server, and they're extending it even further as they've taken down nearly the entire army that is Prism Esports in this round. A smoke throw on the bomb, but they're looking the wrong way. How do they get that? It's a 4 versus 2, and rip it away from them. I can't actually believe they got away with that one. Yo, thanks, Sig. Appreciate it, man. Gotta make the puns going, you know? Oh, my lord. That is just... That's catastrophic. That's something they absolutely needed. A 4 versus 2, and lots of great, you know, set pieces over towards the CT side, or excuse me, over towards Ivy as well. I mean, there's so much riding on that round, and now they basically have to give up number 15 and hope that they can manage to make an incredible play happen from there, but chances slim to none. I said that before, though. Anything could happen. Scar. It's a great shot to open things up. Back into a 2v2 we go, but this is where Ika's really managed to, or really struggle to close out the deal. Pistols really struggle at this sort of occasion. Alaka certainly doesn't. She's found one. Oh, didn't spot the player over towards red here. Life Crusher. They actually have no idea where each other are here. It's going to be an awkward meeting in the hall between the two. And Life Crusher might actually be on the back foot of it, though. Alaka, she needs to dismount very, very quietly from this red train, else things go terribly wrong. Life Crusher still has time. Could bring it over towards B if he so wished. Alaka's looking the wrong direction. Oh, my lord. The timing can be worse if he tried to script it. Life Crusher, he needs to move quick. He realizes it too. Alaka. They hear the footsteps. Yeah, okay, they hear the footsteps for sure. Alaka is actually going to be taking this route? Okay, I was concerned for a second that they're going to be chasing up over through ladder, but no, we'll go over towards Z instead. Life Crusher gets a plant, and now it's anybody's game! It's anybody's round! And it certainly is ripped. Oh, my god. I don't know how Life Crusher actually connected those shots. I'll be honest, it didn't look on them. Well, it didn't look on their head, that is. That's the difference between a caster and a player, though, you know? They're able to hit those shots. I can only watch them and talk about them. Pretty beautiful stuff. Match point for Ript Gaming as they look to go up 1-0 in this series. And they might have already booked their ticket, haven't they? There's been a lot of quick rounds in this one. Having the pace slowed down on me, like Ript Gaming are doing in recent fashion, really kind of throws me for a loop. Oh man, they spotted Stormy out over towards mid. See, this is so awkward, because the CTs, they need to make a play of some sort. But they're just not given any cushioning whatsoever here for the whooping that they're taking in this round in particular here. They're losing their gunfights here, something that Prism were oh so good at for pretty much the bulk of this entire first half. It's faded away, and now Ript Gaming, maybe they've warmed up, maybe they've gotten a little bit more comfortable with the T side of Train, but now they just have to wait on a solo play. And that is exactly the kind of play that we need from Prism here. They find the first, the second, not quite. Seabass actually sustains heavy damage after it as well, and Dutch will close it out. I would say in fashion, but no, it only takes a couple of shots. I wouldn't even say that's fashionable. That's a straight up ludicrous, straight up disgusting. Ript Gaming, holy hell, what a fashion to take map number 1 into. I gotta say, considering it was 9-6 at the half, only one round, only one round found for Prism Esports. That's not really great. And I think it goes to show what we can expect in the future from their CT sides on map number 2, and possibly if it gets there, map number 3. I'm going to take a short break, rest my voice a little bit here, but we will be back with Overpass within due time. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Ito, and I'll see you very, very soon.
no one's got what we got. We hit it up on rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it.
surrounded, but the echo feels so empty. I've made my way through caves and this place feels the same to me. Why can't I hold on to the visions that you left behind? Why can't I take off and see you on the other side? It's been a long ride and I'm thinking of you all the time, but I've got a feeling that I'll find you where we last said goodbye. It's been a long time since we held our hands to the sky, keeping the dream alive. I'll go and search for you tonight. Ooh. And I'll give it my all till I find you, and give you my all when you're here. When we finally realize that we've been learning to fly, we'll have already reached the edge of the atmosphere. It's been a long ride and I'm thinking of you all the time, but I've got a feeling that I'll find you where we last said goodbye. It's been a long time since we held our hands to the sky, keeping the dream alive. I'll go and search for you tonight. Ooh. And I'll give it my all till I find you, give you my all when you're here. I'll give it my all till I find you, then give you my all when you're here.
back into it we go. That took a little while. Apologies for the late start into this here, but you know, sometimes GoTVs just break. I'll be honest, I have no idea what you're saying by a little left. Oh, you meant, okay, never mind. I understand what you mean now. I was just going to say poggers since you said poggers. Anyway, how about we actually get back into the game before I even try to make potential political references without realizing it here, because already things are off to a pretty nasty start in round number 3. Pistols in play from, finally, their name's updated to Prism. That is a much-needed change. But this isn't exactly the much-needed change to get around on the board that they're looking for. Ript Gaming, after taking map 1 in a pretty convincing fashion, are looking to do the same on Overpass, which, as I've mentioned a couple of times before now, it feels like it is their map pick. Oh no, Durango, you fell for the BTTV prank. I'm sorry about that, bro. Yeah, that pog's fine, but not all capitals pog. Prism Esports. We should actually go ahead and focus on the game here, shouldn't we? Because, surprisingly, they've actually made this one, at least for the start, relatively convincing. Well, at least they're actually looking to finish it this way as well. Seabass barely is even given a chance here. But I was trying to say, I mean, with the Deagles, they found 3 kills. That's not half bad for an eco. Obviously not what they're looking for here. They're looking for the big W, but not terrible. I had lots of question marks here. Again, we got into this one a little bit late. I'm going to assume Ript Gaming, you know, they obviously won the pistol. And the follow-up, it seems that Prism Esports chose to force up into it. But, you know, that means that they'll just be rewarded with a 4th round bye. 0-3 start for Ript Gaming, however, is always a good sign. It's exactly what Prism had going for them when they were on the T side of train, but we saw how quickly that collapsed as they only got 1 on their CT side of play. And now that they're onto the comfortable territory of Overpass, where we have seen Ript Gaming on multiple times so far this season, all with a pretty good winning rate so far, I think that they actually might have a decent chance at closing this one at 2-0. Stormy. We'll try to maybe throw a spanner into the works here, peek out over towards mid and find a couple of kills if he can so possibly get the timing right. He's managed to sneak out over aggressively, and oh my lord, Red Killer, the craziest peak in the West here, somehow manages to sneak out, find a kill. That sucks, honestly. Maybe I could choose a more eloquent word if I thought about it for a little while, but no, that just sucks. Ript Gaming, they get a freebie, and I can tell Stormy has to be frustrated because that was an almost golden opportunity for at least 1 kill, potentially 2 if he got the timing right onto that player in bathrooms. Not the end of the world though, they can still theoretically make a 4 versus 5 happen. Aluka with a AWP in hand. She might be the one to watch here, as it seems like her teammate Seabass is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Flash out. Aluka peeks right behind it and actually doesn't hit the shot. It's actually her teammate going down instead. But she'll rotate and actually find a kill before she actually gets that job through. Now going out over towards jump up here. Prism Esports, they kind of are in a conga line formation to make this retake happen. It's a little bit awkward, to be quite honest. I'm not exactly feeling all too confident about it so far. Murata will be watching now from the other side over towards Bank, and that is a little bit more confident. Scar and Magic Crit both find kills of their own. Alka, she even chimes in with another one here. Now 3 versus 1. Red Killer has to do it all by his lonesome and won't have a chance at it whatsoever. What was that retake? I don't even know, but that was gorgeous. Every single duel that they needed to win was won, you know? It wasn't even particularly, you know, a great flash over that led into a couple of kills. You know, I have to watch it again for Magic Crit's POV in particular. I feel like he was, you know, fundamental in making that one work out. But everybody seriously did their part here. That's a way to get your first one on the board here and continue a confident buy into round number 5. They're looking to go quick. This time out over towards B. Ript Gaming will be slowly ground to a halt by a single Molotov, and surely a smoke right behind it. Let's go ahead and actually make sure that that smoke actually went out here. Yeah, okay. Smoke's out. They're just going to maybe try to re-exec here. They're all gathered up around B for the time being. I just realized bomb is down over towards the default area still. Zach, it's going to be a little bit late to the party here. This just burns off a little bit of time here. I think it's definitely gone to show me how much ESEA Main I've watched, where I think this was a slow play from ript Gaming, but there's still a minute left on the clock. Okay. There we are. There's a full execute that I was expecting. A rain of Molotovs into the site, excuse me, and Life Crusher is making a couple of them work out. He gets one burnt alive, and the other is taken down with a couple of bullets, and a 2 versus 4 is all we have to really go on now here. There is a response from Stormy, and it's great, actually. One with the E-tail, one with the bullets. I'm kind of getting echoes of what Life Crusher was able to pull off here, and now he would have to pull off a magical play, and how does Alka get that? She is unreal! God! That doesn't work for me! Oh, Jesus! God, I don't have words. I can't even try to think of some crazy phrase like, are you kidding me? Something like that. I'm no Anders. I'm just someone who can react like it. That was incredible. Alaka makes that op investment more than worth it here. She gets an incredible double through a 1v2, and my lord, you can be happy with that one. Another round stolen away from Prism Esports here. Prism, not Prison. Prism Esports, I should say. First, I got that miraculous retake, and then from there is just Alka hitting a couple of bangers. Shots in. Let's go ahead and gather ourselves again, because it looks like another retake. It's about to go ahead and begin once more from Prism Esports. They've actually managed to hold on to this a decent amount, 3v3. Or not. Maybe you actually are going to struggle a little bit more here. Another retake potentially in the play here. Yeah, now Alka will actually have to pull off the 1v3 here. Don't exactly have the highest hopes this time around here. It would require another theft of the round to actually pull off. It all starts with a single shot. In the same place that she pulled it off previously, this time won't be a reality. 2v4, okay. Or 2-4, rather. Another one is picked up. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to exactly pinpoint the exact moment where it's not quite working out for Prism, you know? Because I feel like they have a lot of decent things going for them, but not quite enough. It's just, I don't know, I want to find the exact moment where they're really struggling to actually convert these rounds through. Obviously, this isn't one of those rounds that I'm going to try to deeply analyze, because there's not really much to a pistol rush out over towards mid here. They're just trying to find a couple of frags, take a couple of bombs, or players down, rather. They even got the bomb down as well. Okay. Not terrible. It's probably what they're saying to themselves and to their team speak as well, and to their mics. But really, this is where everything kind of changes up once more here. This is, I think, one of the more important rounds that we've seen so far this entire game. I mean, this will decide a lot who's going to be obviously getting the heaviest lead into this half, but also really going to be dictating the pace for this entire, end of the match as well. Sure, maybe that's a little bit redundant, but it's important to mention, like, I mean, ript Gaming, if they win this, they almost, it's kind of a shoo-in that they'll have 8, maybe 9 rounds if they're lucky. Not even if they're lucky, if they just continue this performance that they've been doing for a while. Prism Esports Club. They need some sort of response here, and the response is to have 4 players situated over towards B. Sure, they're in different locations. You see Seabass has actually wiggled his way out over towards water, and Scar, albeit not exactly seeing the player in question, will find that first kill on the Life Crusher. The trade out is through, though. Seabass is assassinated out as he was trying to secretly push in through blue. But the Molotovs are out. This is something ript Gaming have done multiple times before. That double Molotov out over towards barrels to clear out that position over towards pit as well. And that is a major sightline to have completely removed. But ript Gaming, there it is. There's those double mollies again. I was going to say, are they going to be trying to re-exec into this here? They go in for the doubles here, and look, I mean, Stormy is nowhere to be found on the other side of the map completely. So it's practically a 3 versus 4 on this retake, and oh my lord, all their backs are being watched. There is absolutely no gap for Prism Esports to try to, you know, maybe work with here or try to wiggle their way back into the round. They are just completely snuffed out. As soon as those Molotovs and flashbangs start ringing out, there's just nothing that really Prism Esports can do other than just completely try to take it slow. Go for a retake late into the round, as they've done a couple of times now. But Ript Gaming, I mean, they saved a lot of their util. They were able to hold on to water for a solid minute there, and you know, when those first couple of Molotovs didn't exactly do them enough justice, he went ahead and re-execed and had that double molly set up over towards barrels, excuse me, and also cleared out pit through. I mean, that was clinical. I think you can be really, really happy with that if you're one of the many fans of Ript Gaming. I know a lot of people were hyped about, I believe it was Dutch and Red Killer in particular before this match started. I can kind of see the hype. Apparently, again, this is a team that doesn't practice, but they are looking well practiced on how they played that mid-round, that late mid-round. You know, teletrained, have their protocols in action, and the skill is definitely there as well. Pistols forced from Prism Esports around that op that Alika still has in her hands. A conga line play from Ript Gaming. Gonna have the site given to them for free here. The rotates are gonna be, you know, there, sure, but they're kind of late to the party. Rada even takes down poor Seabass through the wall of CT, and the push is in. This just exudes confidence. This is actually just next level. Ript Gaming again, how much can he even analyze at this point here? Now the script has completely been flipped. Prism Esports for the entire first map, or no, I shouldn't say the entire first map, the first half of map number 1, they were the ones looking completely one-sided. You know, I mean, they were hitting all their shots. Now, everything from Prism is not quite connecting the same way that it used to. They had a decent thing going, you know, with that early push in over towards water. You know, I feel that's a decent enough call. Now they need to make sure that the shot's actually hitting behind it, and, well, that's a start. Magic Crit and Stormy both pick up a kill. And then there's a push in through water through smoke that I would say Dutch was looking for, but I'm not exactly sure what happened to him towards the end. Maybe he lagged out. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pause of some sort. That actually might be game-changing. I mean, could you imagine if Dutch found that kill there? Again, that'd be another situation where everything would be completely flipped right on its head. But this is still far from over. Ript Gaming can easily take this one right back here. Alika lurks over towards A long. Seems that they're going to be playing retake on the A bomb site here. It's something that they've been oh so consistent in, and I can respect it. Not trying to hold on to the site. Not trying to do a solo effort. And she knows that at any moment now, the dam might break. Falling out. Bomb planted as well. And that's going to be Alika calling for her comrades to start coming through. But as she waits, Ript Gaming are just going to get into ever more positioning, or ever more clever positioning, I should say. They've effectively set themselves up to watch their back at pretty much any position here, but Alika still manages to win the duel versus Yop. There's a trade out from Zach. Great crosshair placement there, but not the execution that they're looking for. A bit of an anticlimactic finish, to be entirely honest. But that was a round that I feel the CTs needed, you know. Obviously just for the score itself, but as I mentioned also that economy came in pretty clutch. You know, their economy would have been ruined. Now they at least have a couple of toys to play with. You have M4s, Nog, AWP still in Alika's hands. It's definitely something that's going to be good. So how crazy she can be with it. At this point, I mean, I feel like I haven't really done enough analysis or anything of the sort on Ript Gaming to really have anything insightful to say about how to change up their T side. A lot of what they've been trying has been working. It feels like one of the few edge cases where Prism Esports had the lead from the start. And it all started from that aggression out over towards A long, and Stormy finding kill. I'm not exactly sure where that kill was, but maybe out over towards B, something of the sort. They're back into a more standard setup though. No crazy pushes into connector. Trying to go through the spawn, anything of the sort. We're back onto stable ground. We have stabilized ourselves officially. And now look to spice things up a little bit more. B exec seems to be the name of the game for Prism here. Or for Ript Gaming, excuse me. And Prism, they faltered. They've really, really struggled to actually effectively hold on. And while they are combating a little bit more against the side of Ript Gaming, and yeah, they do have that man advantage, it's only going to be held on for so long, or is it? Never mind, they're actually getting away with a couple of these fights now. While Murata will fight back, find actually a triple in this round here. Number 4 seems incredibly difficult as Alika is looking to close the distance. She's called out the position of Murata and is trying to deny any ace, any clutch potential here, but Murata will be trying to get everything that he possibly can. I actually think this is definitely winnable. He snuck around. They're doubled up. Oh my god, Prism! They've actually might have let the play happen, but unfortunately, not for Murata. Yo, what's up, Flippy? Oh, I was a little bit concerned for a second there. I'm also happy to see that Mod is back into the foray of my Twitch chat. We're gathering ourselves again. Ript Esports. They're starting to meet a little bit more problems. You know, a couple of more problems than they did previously. Prism Esports are fighting back early on in these rounds, you know? I mean, it's strange in a lot of ways that Ript Gaming have been able to win these fights over towards me. I haven't exactly been on their POVs as they were getting entries before, but Prism Esports are starting to hit their shots. That water hold that, or excuse me, that monster hold that we saw previously, you know, that round could have easily gone the other way if Ript Gaming were able to get that initial trade through. Even if it was just 1-for-1, it was enough. Apparently I'm a communist now. Maybe Prism Esports are communists as well because they want an equal score line. I don't know, that was the only communist joke I could think of here. I know that's going to be a permanent marks on my record. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this one here because next deck has again begun from Ript Gaming. Quickly out over towards B with a couple of flashes for good measure here, but their util late in this round is pretty dismal. Non-existent, maybe is a better way to go about it. Better way to say it. Now they'll just have to rely on gunfights almost solely at this point here. Their util is completely expended. And Prism Esports have all but finished up this round at this point here. Seabass is so aware of the fact that he knew Dutch might be holding around the corner! And oh my lord, he nearly found a miracle! But no, Alika will deny any potential crazy play. Get a nice little crazy play of her own. Double to close things out. Dutch nearly pulled that off. Imagine if they found that one over towards heaven. That would have been absurd. Ript Gaming, back onto pistols. Well, not back onto pistols. It's been a while since we've actually seen them stuck on these. Dutch will have an AK, everybody else. We have the Eagles, MAC-10s. And surprisingly, the MAC-10 will actually prove to be lethal, huh? Most lethal so far in this round, but, you know, the night is still young. Definitely a kill that they need to get. Trades are through. The bomb is down. Still have a lot of questions. I mean, I'm not sure what Prism Esports were exactly going for with that aggression out over towards mid. I think things have stabilized themselves once more here as Alika has managed to pick up the first. And actually set down maybe not the most convincing of smokes, but it's enough to at least buy them a little bit of space. And try to work maybe a little bit more as rotates start coming through. Alika, quick on the trigger, tries to find the double, but unfortunately her teammate isn't quite in fast enough. An awkward duel over towards the site as well. And things will eventually find their conclusion down into 1v1. Murata has absolutely zero clue on where Magic Crit is playing and quickly flanking. Oh no, Magic Crit made a footstep. Oh no! That is terrible news! Murata, don't get me wrong, that's a gorgeous clutch. But that just completely ruined the round. Magic Crit made a step. And that was one of the last couple of steps he'll ever make in that round. Oh lord, that is a disaster. I mean, don't get me wrong, Murata, very heads-up play to not only hear that footstep in the most clutch of scenarios, but that has to hurt. That could have easily gone the way of Magic Crit, and we would have been seeing a 6-7 scoreline. But, I mean, that force-up has been rewarded. Now Ript Gaming have AKs in the hand. They still have that UMP and Galil that they did previously, so they have at least a similar investment in that regard. That's Prism who are really on the short end of the stick. That stick is only going to continue to get shorter. Murata, amazing division of fights right there, I have to say. If that were me, I would have gotten maybe one kill and then die immediately, but no. They back up quickly around the corner to stay alive and actually find the second kill right into their crosshairs. That is the difference between between me and almost any other player who's worth their weight in salt. 5-9, and entering the last of the half. I don't know how to feel about this. Prism Esports, their CT sides, if Train was anything to go by, have been relatively lackluster. I feel like they had a lot of great things going for them. You know, with that initial aggression that they had over towards A-Long, that went entirely unpunished. And I feel like it's realistically something that they could have gone for again. Now they're kind of relying on a little bit more of a solo effort from someone like Scar, but look, he's traded out. There's no one there to help. No one at all. It becomes immensely so awkward because, you know, 4v4, it's always going to favor the T side here. This is no exception. Ript Gaming are going to extend that even further as they find another kill. Seabass forced to back up. A couple of these players in anchor positions out over towards B. Alka is going to hear that, hey, we might need a little bit extra help over towards A, but Seabass is largely going to have to do this all by his lonesome. Oh, that was a really great shot, really great opportunity. Alka, unfortunately, can't capitalize upon it. Nor can Seabass. Now 1v3 is what Magic Crit will have to pull off for another chance, another glimpse at a win. Magic Crit. So unfortunate. I mean, just kind of from the seams, Ript Gaming can make things work out to the very end. It's just, I don't even feel like it's entirely too deep how Ript Gaming are winning some of these rounds. It's not an incredible execute, but it's just these slow defaults and how they respond to a lot of things. You know, maybe a lot of teams at the point where Seabass was, would have panicked. But they had a really, really good go on it on the T side. 10-5 at half. And Zeeg, I think, said it best. This doesn't look good for Prism. I think that's fair to say. The scoreline passes the eye test as well. But, you know, maybe on the bright side of things, we saw how Prism likes to play their T sides. They put on one hell of a show on Train. That was their map pick, yeah. Again, that's already been an established point, but this is ESEA Main at the end of the day. This isn't your Astralis versus Na'Vi or anything like that. I mean, this is still anybody's game. Anything can happen. Crazy strats might come out, sure. Everyone does have their map picks, but Overpass is a map that I'm pretty sure both of these teams have played a lot. And considering the tactical depth that we saw from Prism Esports was about as shallow as a pond. No, shallow as a baby pool. I don't feel like this is the end of the line for Prism just yet. Fast play was their forte. And I think now is a time to get back into the old reliable aggressive action that we saw them in previously. 10-5 at the half. Ript Gaming are looking pretty fantastic. Already up 1-0 in the series and are looking to make it a quick 2-0 sweep in the night to go up 1-0 in the overall playoffs bracket. extend their reach further into ESEA Main. Prism. Oh, are they going to be going for a late pop? That seems like it at the moment here, considering... Oh, they're actually going to be going for a full exec over towards B. This is a great counterplay from Rip, though. Take a look at this. They actually have 4 players situated out here. Have fun having to deal with all the USPs, because you might not have a good time whatsoever. You might not even have a chance to write it down in your journal, because your head is blown off. It's a 2v4, and the T's are completely out of this one here. The flank's already quick in play, and even the knives coming out. Holy hell, what a statement that was from Ript. Oh. Oh, Lord, that just, what can you even say about that one? That was one hell of a statement from Ript, and I mean, look, Prism, yeah, there's still a way that they can get back into this. It'll have to happen on this 3rd round, however. These are, you know, gimmies. If they can get bombed down, if they can get a couple of kills, that's great news. But it's not going to happen. They're not getting anything. Yeah, this is an incredibly rough state for them to be in. Anyone saying otherwise would just be kidding themselves. Down 12-5. Gonna have to pull off a pretty incredible comeback, but it all starts with a single gun round. Maybe this is where Prism can really shine. I mean, that just kind of felt like, whoa, wait, no, hold the phone for a second. What the hell are Rip doing? This is so strange. What? They've committed 4 people out, aggressing out through mid while they have a single anchor at B? That is crazy. What a confident call that is. I don't blame them for doing it. I mean, take a look at the money. Take a look at the buy that they have, excuse me. They have MP9s. Going for a retake is probably their best bet, but this is so smart from Ript. Oh, what a call this is. It actually just might work out for them as well. They've taken the site, Prism. They've gotten this bomb down, and now have fun dealing with a bunch of MP9s storming in through your backline. Alaka is going to be calling out desperately that, oh my god, there's like a bunch of people behind. Being able to deal with them is a different question entirely. They've done a pretty damn good job at it. Indeed. Won't make this a little bit of a scary one. We stabilize. We get into that 12-6 territory with Prism still on the back foot of this by a very decent margin now. The comeback is a theoretical, you know. It's strange. Rip Gaming, in that last round, obviously they didn't really have enough to justify, you know, M4s from Haas's even. And so they were just trying to go for a little bit of gamble, and honestly, I love the call. You know, if they won those duels, obviously it could have gone the other way, because Rip Gaming were really on the forefront of making that round work. This is not such a case. I thought these were against pistols. Holy hell, these are full rifles? The way Prism were playing this round, they had full confidence that they're like against pistols or something. They completely demolish. It's another quick one from Prism too, on top of that. Again, I barely have enough time to squeak out a couple of sentences, and the round is nearly over. Now it's a great show of confidence this time from Prism. I mean, you can, I guess, break down how Prism Esports lost that round initially. It was a 4-stack on that pistol. Okay, Zeeg, you good, dude? Pinecone says, is this open playoffs? I'm not sure if this is just like one hell of a diss or something else, but this is actually main playoffs. I'm not sure if you're like riffing on the teams or anything though, because if so, damn, that was a nice slight. Pine, it's in the title! Come on! Oh, man. The gap is shrinking a little bit more, which I like. You know, Rip Gaming, they're stuck on the pistols once more here. That means Alaka and co can just try to farm. She has an op in her hand at the moment, so maybe pistols aren't exactly her best bet to try to farm up a couple of more kills. But as we saw in that last round, Prism, they seem hella confident whether they're against rifles or pistols, so keep it up. That's really all I can say. Maybe not keep that sort of play up. Oh my god, Red Killer How's he actually still alive in this one? A little bit concerned at this point here, Prism. Yeah, they'll be able to close it out almost surely, but that's not bad damage. Ript Gaming, I mean, they invested a total of $0 into this one here. 2 guns isn't half bad. Obviously, the big golden goose that they want out of their hands is that op. Or want out of the enemy's hands, rather, is that op, but well, you'll take what you can get. I don't see them exactly getting angry at being able to find 2 kills for practically free. It's all on the back of one player. Red Killer probably will save that AK as well, although Magic Crit is slowly creeping up. Magic Crit has this almost. Why did you pull out your flash? Oh no, that's unfortunate. I've been there. I've been there. I think that's the second time tonight, though, that we've seen something like that. He's flashing in heaven now. Said that more eloquently than I ever could, Zeke. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way of the road sometimes. It was pretty much a round loss anyway, but that AK would have been especially nice to have maybe in Murata's hands as they're stuck on MP9 duty. Again, a push already begins from Prism. These players have absolutely zero respect for the space whatsoever. They'll find 2 kills, and these are against rifles, and they're playing more confident than they were against pistols, which is just absurd to think about because they're winning their fights with basically the exact same success rate. Red Killer again finds another double, just like they did on the pistol. But this is a little bit more. Wait a second. Life Crusher? Okay. He could have gotten that. I was a little bit concerned. But no. Expected at the end. 12-9. The gap is shrinking. And Prism, again, it's really that confidence that's doing them a lot of good. At the same time, sure, you can criticize Ript Gaming, how they're not really... They're not fighting back the same way that they were on Train against these aggressive pushes. You know, even though it was 9-6, it was still 9-6. Like, I mean, that's still a pretty decent enough record on the CT side of Train, but they've had absolutely no showing whatsoever on the CT side of Overpass here. You're seeing a switch up. I was actually going to recommend maybe they try stacking B next rifle round, maybe having 4 players committed. A lot of the time, Prism Esports have been trying to get that connector control, and they've done a decent job on getting almost any time that they wish. Double stack in over towards bathroom is a good attempt. Execution not quite there. But if they can keep up these trades, it's not half bad. It's not impossible for them to steal away a victory. Red Killer will just be hiding. Pistol and Stow. Prism Esports, do they actually choose to double back here? Because Magic Crit has completely lurked out over towards B, completely cleared the site. They have so much time on the clock. Either they could just let Magic Crit try to get a nice little play, farm a couple of eco frags, or just bring it out over towards the opposite site entirely. Either way, at this point, Ript Gaming might be aware of it. The timing is actually terrible for Light Crusher. Oh, it couldn't be worse. And Magic Crit, now he farms. Finds number 1. Swings the mouse around to find number 2, and the third is actually elsewhere. Might be Aluka to pick that one up, but no, she's actually dispatched of in a matter of just a couple of bullets. Red Killer, who's been pretty much on fire, the only player on fire for Ript Gaming in this second half, now has to pull it off against 3 players, but I'm not exactly counting my blessings. I don't exactly think of this as more than 1 frag, potentially. It is indeed the case. Magic Crit. Not a bad round from him. I like that. Very patient, honestly. It's just... oh, that kind of shows, like, the trust, I guess, that they have in a lot of their ways. Sure, the timing was also pretty decent in their favor. You can also say Magic Crit got maybe a little bit lucky by not being caught off by that lurk that could have theoretically came through, but... I mean, at the end of the day, it was a gamble from Ript to stack over towards A like that, and it's a gamble that, unfortunately, they didn't quite win. Christ. Okay. Remember what I was saying before about Prism being able to hit a lot of their shots? That's exactly what I'm talking about. The banger comes out from Scar. Dispatching of the Opper at that. Aluka is going to be staring down that op and being like, gimme, gimme. I don't blame him. Feels like it can definitely do them some good. Bit of a slower play. This is so strange to see. If you just hit the team names, I wouldn't tell that this is Prism Esports. Again, you saw their T side of train. I think literally every single round, they just pressed W out for towards the A site and got it like 9 times in a row or something. Like, this is a much slower kind of Prism than I think we saw at all. Not exactly sure if it's something that suits them, but Knife Crusher and getting a kill definitely seems to suit them. Dropping the bomb at that. Now they need to extend to try to find it, but unfortunately, Life Crusher takes a duel he can't quite win, and there's no trade out as a result. Red Killer does a little bit better, though, and actually finds a double elsewhere. Oh, but Dutch need to hit that kind of shot. This is honestly a really strange round. Red Killer is so close to being able to pull off a miracle. Prism Esports, I'm surprised they're actually having this much trouble closing it out as they are. Definitely a couple of hiccups in the play of Ript Gaming are coming out, and Prism Esports are more than happy to obligate and try to make the most of it as they can. With that, not only do they find 11 rounds, but that's better than their exhibition on Train. Maybe starting out on CT side is like the tech for them, you know? Because I'll be honest, you know, I'm not really sold by either team's CT sides on either of these maps that we've seen. I'm not sure if it's like, you know, something in the water. Overpass water kind of looks dodgy. I mean, honestly, I don't... It's kind of hard to really think about the big things that are going wrong for Ript. Immediate things I'm seeing is that, you know, maybe taking fights that they can't afford to take a lot of the time. Oh, sorry, what's up? Baptiste, why are you saying things, bro? Not saying thing, but like... What is... I don't understand why you're saying some of these things, dude. He's just trying to check the chat filter? Okay. I figured. I haven't even messed with the chat filter whatsoever, so... Cum isn't a banned word, I get. Yeah, because... I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit confused. Anyway, 12 to 11. What I was trying to say is that Ript Gaming, I think the big thing that I can fault them for is maybe taking fights it can't really afford to make in a lot of cases. We saw Life Crusher in that last round. After he dropped the bomb planter, he was just expecting like a double peek with his teammate, but didn't happen. I don't know. I feel like me trying to criticize this isn't exactly my area of expertise, and I would be kind of fooling myself. I think it's more Pine. You know, it's kind of her area of expertise to actually analyze what these players are doing wrong and potentially criticize them until they get much, much better in their next match. Am I striking a little bit too close to home? Perhaps I am. Oh my god, Murata? Okay. There we are. Hit those shots with the Deegs. Considering these are Deegs 4-step from Ript Gaming, this isn't half bad what they're getting done. Oh no. They're kissing in the smoke. I gotta say though, I mean, for the most part, there were a couple of incidents where there are some big question marks on the eco rounds. You know, we saw that one really strange one that Ript was able to pick up on the CT side of Train last map. But I mean, for the most part, these ecos haven't exactly been surprising. Found decent enough damage, but that's it. You know, it's really been kind of a par for the course. I haven't been really all too surprised by almost any plays so far this game, and I think that's kind of a good thing. It's just been strange to watch in a lot of cases. Ript Gaming are maybe trying to take fights that they can't afford to make, but Red Killer can definitely afford to hit the shots that he needed to close out that kill right there. And the fact that he doesn't means that it's going to be free roam territory for Prism Esports. The gap has already been more than closed and solidified at this point. Now they're looking to extend it and make it into a lead. Oh, that is wonderful. Prism Esports, what was the score at one point? 6-12, was it? I want to be 100% certain before I get this wrong. But Prism were down so much. And they're fighting back. Their T-side is just incredible. Or maybe it's just that Ript Gaming have a terrible CT side. Maybe it's both, you know? I honestly don't feel like we're seeing anything mind-blowing. Maybe the craziest round we've seen so far was Magic Crit and, you know, that great lurk that he had through CT. That's really the big one that's been kind of surprising me. And the only reason that play happened is because Ript Gaming were gambling on a pistol. Or were gambling on a force, I should say. Like, it hasn't been anything crazy. Prism Esports are capitalizing upon Ript Gaming trying to take a lot of fights that they can't afford to take a lot of the time, you know? Quite frankly, a lot of the time over towards Monster, Prism Esports are able to abuse that every single time. Now they're going out over towards Long. There's no op to meet them. There's Murata, who's going to be waiting in the corner over towards Long. Probably a one-and-done position, to be completely honest. But look, there's no one there to help. There's absolutely no one. He's going to need to make a double happen, and indeed they do. It's a 2-for-1 position. That's great. But Ript are nowhere to be found. Fine. Enjoy your Kovacs. I tried a aim lab a little bit earlier today. It's pretty nice. Missing Jojo drinking hot sauce. Oh man, I'm never lucky. Gonna be casting this banger of a match. Ript Gaming, you know, they have that man advantage. If just barely. It's so hard to know who to exactly keep an eye on at the moment. Ript Gaming, oh, they're playing retake? Oh, they're playing retake on B. I like that idea. They can fully set. Wait, what? They aren't playing retake on B? I'm not exactly sure what their plans are with this setup, but whatever it is, it seems to be working. Prism Esports are afraid to commit to really either one of these two areas. It seems that they will conclude that their final destination will be the A bomb site here. Those are the trades that Ript need to get a little bit more quick, though. And this is exactly the holes in the setup, the problems that Ript have been having so far. I mean, this is something that, let's be honest here, I think both teams have really been struggling with getting those trades and being in tradable positions. You saw Murata was off at the middle of nowhere over towards Long. Managed to find a nice little double kill, don't get me wrong, but I mean, Prism, they're able to really capitalize upon that in recent times. Fallen XX are just, you know, they're the kryptonite. Don't get me wrong. I mean, again, I feel the need to say don't get me wrong. I don't want to criticize these players and think that I'm better than them, but okay, they get that? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, that's a round. I'm done. I'm done. I can't. I can't even raise my voice about that one. That is just I'm just done. I can't say like an "oh, are you kidding me" moment. That's just like, that just happened. The MP9 is one hell of a gun, dude. That's all I'm saying. 13-13 and Ript. No, Red Killer steals that one away. Unbelievable. Again, it's hard to like really even get hype about that. That was just such a strange one from Prism at the end. I don't know. That's a round I want to rewatch before I actually give it a proper assessment on how I feel about that, but not terrible. You know? Ript Gaming, that's a round that they need, and oh my lord, oh the damage is disgusting! Life Crusher! What is going on there? There's even a TK for good measure. The round is over. A 5v3, all these players are on life support. They're bleeding internally. Have fun. Have fun doing absolutely anything whatsoever here, because you're just all gonna die within a matter of seconds. Their HP is non-existent. And holy hell. Where was this Ript Gaming just a couple of rounds ago? No, where was this Ript Gaming for the entire CT half? A shallow grave from Prism Esports in that last. And that lead that they worked so hard to take, that comeback that they worked so hard to mount, it's disappeared. 2 away from closing out this series. Ript Gaming are looking damn good to do it as well. There's a couple of question marks when it comes to the MP9s, but we saw what Red Killer in particular can do with them, a 1 versus 2 clutch. It was something that we saw from them previously. Now Murata is going to be having his time in the limelight. He finds a double, doesn't quite spray through the smoke, and actually it's going to be Zach to find the kill onto his teammate. The only person who can take out Murata apparently is their own teammate. And 3 versus 4 we go. 3 versus 2, or 2 versus 4 we go. We're playing counting with Ito. And right now we're going to be seeing who can count to 15, because I think Ript are making a pretty damn good case for themselves to get to number 15. Wow. Ript Gaming just flipped the switch. I don't even know. Like, what happened? Did they just eat their Wheaties or something? Like, I mean, they're looking incredibly different, incredibly confident. I want to keep an eye on the op. I think Zach will give us a really good look at how Ript Gaming have been able to change things up here. It's nothing crazy. Okay, it's par for the course. Oh, they've actually taken water control here. I love this from Ript. Prism Esports, one of the big things that they've fallen back on is getting B. Is trying to exec B, that is, excuse me. But every time Ript Gaming have done that 4 stack, whether it was on the pistol, or I believe an eco that we saw earlier on, it's found success. Stormy, most definitely dead at this point. Oh my god, he's turning away from Stormy. No way! Stormy, how? That doesn't work! God, the confidence in that man. I swear to God, if that were me in a pug, he'd still be watching that smoke. I cannot believe that works out. Stormy, with the most vital 2K I think they've gotten all game, gives them a real decent chance to close this one out, bring it to OT. They're only 2 away from actually putting it number 14 on the board. 1 away. What is going on at this point, man? Stormy, that was immense. Unreal. I just can't get over, like, I can't believe that worked out for Stormy. So brave, quite honestly, for them to hold that smoke for so long. I mean, look, I'm not sure how close they thought they were to certain death, but the timing was just so saccharine. So sweet. So sweet. And just like that, 16, or not 16, 15 to 14. Ript Gaming, they can either close this out cleanly or we're going to be going into a potentially messy OT. Bit of a switch up already. You're seeing that Molotov going out, contesting Zach early on. That's something new from Prism. Nice little response from them. And we're seeing water control also being taken from Ript. That's something that they did last time around. This time they're going to be extra careful of that smoke to make sure no sneaky Stormies will be peeking out into their crosshairs. OT is most definitely a possibility at this point. If just a couple of kills go the way of Prism, I'd say it's almost certainly a reality at this point. Maybe I joined a little bit late into this round, into this match, excuse me. But man, was I here for the party. Push out. Ript actually does manage to find the first, but the trade is there, and the double is there from Magic Rid as well. Now Red Killer has to hold on to the site all by their lonesome here, but they're only going to find 1. No crazy multi-frags like he did previously. No 1 versus 2 with your MAC-10s, your MP9s, anything of the sort. This time you have to take the bullets to your head and allow Prism to possibly bring this to OT. Who would have thought? Ript Gaming, they were absolutely on one for a while, but now they're fighting back still. It's not over till it's over. Apparently, Alka gets the kill that they need, and no, Stormy closes it out. We're going to OT. Oh, God. How? I don't understand how they're able to pull that one off. This game is crazy. I love Counter-Strike, dude. Oh, Counter-Strike is such a good game, bro. God. There was so much that could have went wrong. That's what I think is like the craziest thing to me. They pulled off that comeback. What was it, 10-5 on both sides? Unreal. I'm still not sold on the CT sides of either team here, I should say. Not at all. Not one bit. But I don't know. I mean, again, I'm trying to analyze. I'm thinking about what went right for ript towards the end of that. It was exuding confidence. They, I guess, just won a lot more of their fights than they did previously a lot of the time. I don't feel like they switched up anything that they were doing in terms of map control. I feel like, if anything, a lot of the times they were trying to switch things up, you know, get early water control. Almost, you know, that was probably the most obvious difference that they made. It didn't really do much. There was that one round where Stormy got the 2K. That was huge. Not something that you can realistically do every round, though. I think that water control is something that ript Gaming can continue to force, continue to try to press that issue. And in OT, it's for all the marbles. I like the aggression from ript on the CT side of play here. Because Prism Esports, they're taking this a lot slower than they did on Train. They're actually going for full-on execs. Zeke says, y'all ever drink orange juice? I actually have an orange Gatorade next to me. Would you consider that juice that is orange? I'm actually reading it. It says it's 0% juice, so maybe that doesn't count. Damn it. It says contains no fruit juice. Unlucky. Well, into OT we go. We've had our times to consolidate our thoughts. Solo casting a BO3 is hell on the vocal cords, especially when there have been really crazy plays in recent history. But the comeback completed. This one's for all the marbles here in ript Gaming. They are a marble collector. They're going to be picking up that first one quite cleanly, but unfortunately traded out. Murata, having them taken out, you know, that blows. They've been a pretty big staple for a lot of the success for ript Gaming so far, and even opening up this round, even if they, you know, struggle to close this one out, I feel like overall they had a pretty net positive impact on the round. Eco is not something that they need to worry about, you know? Losing that up, sure, it's not great, but they did their job. Pinecone, that's disgusting. I wouldn't ever pour milk in. I would pour Mountain Dew in. That is gamer cereal. Come on. Exactly. And Banana knows what's up. Knows what's up. Remember what I was saying about the slow play from Prism? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Seriously. Crusher. Oh god, no, I alt-tapped out of the game! I can't switch my camera! Oh no-y! Well, that sucks. Prism Esports, they win those fights anyway. Late exec B. And Dutch versus... Wait a second. I don't like this. Dutch can actually win this. I'm a little bit concerned. He's used the last of their utility. Faking the... Okay, I don't think anyone's going to be sold on that drop fake. Let's be real here. Getting a better camera like... Okay, dude. You're such a goof. But both players are low on Prism. This is still very much possible. Just tap the bomb, bait out one kill probably. They're double peeking. Prism is playing this great. One's actually gotten the way all over to sandbags. Yeah, it's pretty much over at this point here. Dutch, surely not. Surely not, Dutch. How? No, please. Oh my god. Oh my god, they have it. Oh my god. I'm done. Oh my god. Dutch is so good. This is not fair. I said Dutch actually had a chance of it, but I thought after that first kill, surely there's no way that they're going to peek. Exactly, I was thinking the same thing. Stormy had zero reason to peek there. I mean, sure, I understand that they could have stuck it, but you know, wait, like, whatever. Hindsight's 2020. I'm just a 7-9 open player. What do I know? Nothing. Pine, be well aware of the fact that I would make a brain-dead mistake like there as well, but, I mean, that is a round that Prism cannot afford. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a joke, right? The game's not live, right? No, the game's not live, is it? Are you kidding? What? Murata, I'm sorry, I want to say you're a god, but at the same time, I think you're the fucking Invisible Man. How did you get away with that? Pinecone, how does this work in ESEA Main but not in Open? I am just completely mind blown. Prism Esports, I'll be damned. They're going to lose another round on the T side. And Ript Gaming are suddenly looking like this like impossible titan. Magic Crit will at least take down Murata, who assassinated 3 of their teammates. Again, I can't even be like hype about that. I can't be like, oh, what a brilliant play from Murata to sneak around and find. No, they just walked past him. Can someone please give me the resolutions of all the players on Prism Esports? Because if any of them have 4x3, I'm gonna slaughter a pig. Pine, you just have to go back in the VOD. I don't know how to explain it. That was the stupidest thing I think I've seen for a while. Oh, now Ript Gaming are just completely rolling on all cylinders. They are looking great at the moment. Not to take anything away from Murata, you know, the fact that they were actually able to convert that into a triple was huge. And they're continuing it into this next round as well. When everything's on the table, Prism Esports are not caught off guard with a triple flank from bathrooms or anything like that. They're still hitting their shots, they're still getting these rounds, and they're still making this an 18 to 15. Wait. Never mind! It's 17 to 16! God, I love this game! Nothing is ever certain. Nothing is ever certain in Counter-Strike. Oh, like, how do you cast this? Abaptiste says, yo, are you on E as well? Not sure if we're thinking of the same E, but no, I'm not on anything. Okay. I thought you were never mind. I thought you were talking about a different E. So, that would have been interesting. Anyway. 16 to 17, right? I just honestly, I can't wrap my head around this game. It started out normal. This began as like a normal cast, you know? Pine, the only E-Ito is excitement. Exactly. It's the only E out there, in fact. But again, this was a normal cast for such a long time, but now things have just completely disintegrated into the craziest things. And I love it, but at the same time, I'm so confused on how this is working out. Oh my lord, that is something that I would have thought would have actually worked out, excuse me. Scar, unfortunately, can't quite convert any kills over towards barrels, so Magic Crit will actually take his place instead and finds one Seabass with a dunk nade onto another. And Ript Gaming are being met with an, excuse me, a grinding halt. I can't talk. This game has just taken that much out of me. Speaking is for the weak, having to talk all by myself has actually only led me to have more and more speech issues. 2v4. Made into 2 versus 3. Very quickly on as Life Crusher was sneaking around the smoke, and he actually doubles up, finds another. The bomb needs to be retrieved still. Stormy knows that Life Crusher is sitting in pit at the moment here. Has to be afraid not to commit! Oh my god, Life Crusher, no! They take down Stormy as well! Life Crusher is single-handedly making this round work out, and Beefed Flash is nothing to worry about whatsoever. Seabass will rotate lower, and Life Crusher still doesn't have that bomb in their hands. His time is starting to tick all the way down, reloading, grabbing the C4, and actually choosing to plant it. Oh no, Seabass, does he go for the wallbang? Does he go for the wallbang? No, he doesn't! And that means that Life Crusher is able to take much, much more than I think anybody would have expected. One away from taking this series 2-0, and Ript are looking incredible while doing it. For the beginning, for all of Train, for most of this first map, it was just, you know, great team play. I mean, I have to say, you know, Prism Esports are able to do full execs on to B and actually trade each other out. They're looking great while doing it, but in recent history, Ript Gaming are just completely on one. I don't want to take anything away from Ript. They have made this one work so confidently for them. They are looking incredible, quite frankly. I can point to every player in this on the side of Ript and point out around a moment that they have been great. Zach has been consistently clutch for, I think, the entire series. But it's just, I don't know. I don't want to call this too soon, but this is not looking great for Prism Esports. But they've been given an opportunity to at least get their way back into it. But it's been quickly sniffed away, stuffed away, and tucked away. That's that was wordplay I was trying to go for there. 2 versus 4. Nade's already out. My brain has started to deteriorate at this point here, and I think the defense for Prism Esports has as well. It is a very, very shallow chance for this to work out whatsoever. Alaka falls, and she was like one of the last remaining beacons of hope. Wait a second, Seabass. He's hit the hard shot. Now 2 easier ones seem to be standing in the way, but it's not meant to be. Oh, my poor heart can't take that much longer. They lose the series 2-0 in Ript Gaming. Look, I'll be honest. They fought tooth and nail for that one here. I don't know what to say. They make that one work a lot better than I feel like anyone would have exactly given them credit for. I feel genuinely wiped after that one. But, let me just go ahead and do away with my exit real quick before I guess talk about that game a little bit more. But honestly, that was just fantastic. Ript Gaming, towards the end of that, they had a completely rejuvenated sense of everything that they're decent at, For almost that entire last part of the CT half, they sucked. They couldn't, or they sucked at trading. They didn't suck in general. They're still way better than I'll ever be. But towards the end, everybody turned it up. It's like, I swear to God, they went Super Saiyan. Great attempt from Prism, don't get me wrong. Train obviously wasn't exactly their finest performance, but on Overpass, they gave it one hell of a shot. Incredible plays in particular from Aluka. I still can't get over that crazy op 1v2 she got. That was next level. That's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for all the support and all the interesting phrases in chat for me to read. I'm not going to lie, it was incredibly hard for me to multitask between observing, casting, and production, and also trying to be a moderator at the same time. So sorry if my casting or observing was a little bit off. I was trying to interact with chat a little bit more than usual. Have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great night. And sleep well, I guess. I don't know. Stay safe. I think that's the thing that people are saying right now. Stay safe. Because it's like COVID and shit. Anyway, wear a mask. See you later.